Hello and welcome to Performance Check. My name is Rob and this is day 7 and 8 and 9 of my 30-day world. You know the drill by now. If you want to check out the Kickstarter, the successfully backed Kickstarter by Absolute Tabletop, Deadman's Guide to Dragon Grin, follow the link below. For now, we're going to be dealing with question 7. How common are adventurers and heroes in your world? The funny thing is that in my world there aren't really adventurers until I have players. Then my world has adventurers. Then my world has heroes. In my humble opinion, adventurers are just people that have a lot of stuff happen to them. That's the way that I try and treat it with my setting. I don't say these 4 individuals go out looking for adventure and hope to get paid for it. That's not really how that works in my world. Sure, there are mercenaries in my world that go and fight monsters and go and kill other people and go on different missions and get paid to do it. But they're not called adventurers, they're called mercenaries because that's what a mercenary is. Adventurers are people that go on adventures. And a lot of the time, those people don't know that they're about to go on an adventure. You know, that's half the point of adventure, is realizing that something is not right or something is out of the norm and an adventure happens, you know. That's the way I treat it. That's the way I look at it. Adventuring is not really a profession in my world. You just go on adventures. So that's a really weird answer to that question, but hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully. Heroes, of course there are heroes. There are heroes, there are villains, there are people in between. I did mention in my Who is the Greatest Hero of the 9 Kingdoms video that, you know, there aren't many heroes because that's really what my players are there for. And I don't believe in making them feel like snowflakes, but I like them to believe they're making a difference and they are choosing to act where many others don't. And that's a very important part of my setting, to act against tyranny and danger. So that was question 7, a little bit rambly, a little bit weird. Let's go on to the next one, shall we? Let's go on to the next bloody one. What's your world's biggest secret? I'm a few days behind in making these videos, and I watched Lloyd talking about this question on his live stream over on YarlDM, if you don't know who he is. And I said to him on that stream, I was like, you know, like nearly half of my DMing style is secrets, okay? I always have secrets in my world. Secrets mean that you engage people, they become curious, they want to know more. And because they want to know more, they're going to play more and ask questions and be curious, you know. But the greatest secret of my setting, there are many secrets. Lost time. There was a time before the current incarnation of my setting, and that is lost to time. And that's what the Lawkeepers are. The Lawkeepers are the keepers of the bridge between the old ways and the new. And I really enjoy that theme, and I enjoy that that's their plight. You know, they hold on to what's important, universal messages of the world, essentially. That's what they hold best, you know. Because of the fact that there is this lost age, there are loads of secrets. There are many secrets. To continue what I was saying about half of my GMing style is secrets and using secrets. I think that that's only a viable way of running a game if you know the answer to a whole bunch of them, because otherwise you get the Lost syndrome. For those of you who spent 6 seasons watching Lost, you'll know what I mean. And you will share my pain. You have to have something to back up the mysteriousness of the world and those secrets. You have to have something with a bit of backbone, something with a bit of substance. So that would be just something else. This is a point that I'm adding on top of this. The greatest secret, I'm getting to my greatest secret of my setting, is likely the God King. I have a presence in my world known as the God King, who is this worldwide known figure that swept into the world and brought order and unification to the Nine Kingdoms. He built a society from the ground up, and he now reigns supreme from the God Cradle in Sovereign, which is the capital of the Nine Kingdoms, the capital kingdom of the Nine Kingdoms, as it were. This is the really weird thing. No one kind of talks about him, like, as in him personally. No one really knows who he is, and because his identity is shrouded in mystery, I feel it seems like his presence can reach anywhere, but more importantly, be anywhere. And it's a secret, and I'm not going to tell you here. One day I will say, but like I was saying, when it comes to running games and using secrets as a weapon and a storytelling device at the same time, you have to know the answers. And I do know the answer, and one day I will say, but it is not going to be on this My 30-Day World experience. That's my setting's greatest secret, and now let's look at the third and final question of My 30-Day World. What is the cosmology of your world? Other planes? I like the way that that's written. Other planes? Are they there? In my world, there are different planes of existence. I've acknowledged that there is a plane, an ambiguous plane, from which the power of the arcane comes from. The Nine Hells has been mentioned in my setting as a curse a number of times by the Nine Hells. Some of the enemies have said, enemies of the Lawkeepers have said, oh, by the Nine Hells, so I'm guessing the Nine Hells probably exist in my world, even though that is a direct link to vanilla D&D, and that was at the very beginning of my game before I realised that the Nine Kingdoms was going to become this thing that I was going to continually work on, I suppose. Until I rectify it, the Nine Hells are still a thing in my world. I have different names. I won't allow them to be the same as the D&D ones, because now everything has to be different. That's the thing I find when coming up with, because I've committed so much to this setting now, I kind of feel like everything has to be its own thing now, not copying from D&D. That's a weird thing. Yeah. And of course there is the telling, the world of legend, the Golden Plane, mystical and mysterious realm from which the Lawkeepers both draw and give their power. It is a cyclical notion. When great deeds are achieved, they resonate throughout the world and into the next, which is the telling. And from that world, there is a power that is granted to the Lawkeepers, who use that power to then go on and create their own legends. Now, that's their interpretation of the telling, at least, and that is how the Lawkeepers harness the telling. That's their name for it. But the thing is, it's an entire dimension, and the Lawkeepers are likely not the only ones that know about it and know how to use it. Talking about secrets in my world. And if there are Nine Hells, then it likely means that there is a better place? I don't know. That being said, Daggerfang shows up in the Lawkeepers, which is a pocket universe created by a very powerful dragon who fought in the battles of Zorfintal, called Taldarax. So powerful was he that he was able to create his own domain, like a bubble on the side of another bubble. Kind of like that. That's what Daggerfang is, but just a very, very small pocket universe. His horde was an entire dimension. Pretty rad, I thought. It was a shame we couldn't explore that more, but things to do in that campaign, things to do. Maybe we'll go back. So yeah, there are loads of different dimensions, and there's an example for a few of them, and there's probably more. I really like the Clockwork Nirvana of Mechanus, or Mechas. I once ran a game with the Inevitables from 3.5, and they are so cool. The Inevitables were rad. Basically Terminators of time and space, moving through the realms to stop arcane users corrupting the natural order of things, to stop adventurers who have been resurrected too many times because it is unnatural. The Inevitables, look them up. Really random sprawling points, and this is probably going to be the longest of the My 30-Day World video so far. But I like this one. This was fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope I'm not sort of shouting into the void here, because I've noticed the My 30-Day World thing, like everyone's doing it, but I'm noticing that everyone seems to be shouting on their own, and there doesn't appear to be too much of a conversation about this. I'm going to keep doing them. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to next time. Take it easy, and I hope that all of your performances are up to standard.